What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I woke up to message after message after message, emails, tweets. iDUBBBZ roasted you, bro. iDUBBBZ is making fun of you. iDUBBBZ called you out. And I was like, what? Why is iDUBBBZ calling me out? I'm like nothing. iDUBBBZ is like got 6 million subs, actually almost 7 million subs. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, okay, let me check this out. I click on the video, and he's talking about joke police. So I was like, all right, I know where this is going. This is going to be like the James Gunn stuff. And so, yeah, he's talking about, if people don't find a joke funny, then they say it's offensive, and that's joke police. He's not wrong. Like, he's absolutely not wrong. I totally get where people can come with the perspective that it's hypocritical of me. And in your opinion, maybe it is, and that's fine. It's totally fine, and you're justified in saying that because I get on here every day and I talk about SJWs and I call them out. I call them out for being overly offended, and then I take a stand against James Gunn and his tweets. So I totally own the fact that that puts me in a really difficult position if people want to challenge me on that. Now, what am I going to do here? I'm going to stand by my words. I'm not going to back off one bit. He played a clip where basically I was saying that the tweets are disgusting and it's unacceptable. And I'm not going to play the clip because I don't have time. I'll drop the link to the video below. But yeah, and again, if he's watching me and he doesn't know me and he hears me say something about SJWs being overly offended, but I'm getting upset about James Gunn's tweets, from his perspective, he's totally in the right. I don't blame him at all. Spoiler alert for life. Spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know anything about life, cover your ears or skip past this video for the next 30 seconds. But all human beings contradict themselves at some point or another. All human beings are hypocritical at some point or another in some way, shape, or form. They just are. Now, it's up to you to determine, is the hypocritical nature unacceptable or not? And again, that still comes down to the thought police. So I'm walking down the street with my kid, who's a girl, I have a little girl, and if I see some dude looking at her, what do you think I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to go bust this dude up. You know what I mean? Don't be looking at my daughter. Don't be looking at another girl in my family like that, because we get defensive like that. Guess what's going to happen 10 minutes later when we see a hot chick walking by? We're going to gawk at her. We're going to look at her. Completely hypocritical. Completely hypocritical. Now, it's up to you to determine, is the hypocrisy justified or not? But we're all hypocritical in some way, shape, or form. And so in this particular situation with the James Gunn stuff, I find those tweets to be completely over the line, and I, as a human being, as an individual, would be uncomfortable associated with anyone that makes that amount of tweets in that detail about touching kids. I just do, because that is criminal behavior at that point. Now, you can also say, well, Jeremy is making jokes about murder. Okay, that's criminal behavior. It's all about what society has deemed appropriate. Jokes about people dying and stuff like that, that's just part of our culture at this point. You can't use the N-word. I'll never use the N-word. Why? Because the society has determined that that word is off limits. Period. End of discussion. So, there's always, you can break all of this down and you can really make everything hypocritical in life if you want to. You really can. Like, I'll sit up here and tell you, hey, I don't care what you say. The Empire Strikes Back and The Dark Knight are great movies. And if you think that they're bad movies, you are wrong. Is that hypocritical of me? Because all movies are subjective, right? Yes, of course it is. Literally everything is subjective outside of, like hard numbers and things like that. Pretty much everything is subjective. Oh, those are comfortable shoes. Really? Because all shoes are subjective. Oh, that's good pizza. Oh, really? Because all food is subjective. Everything is subjective. So you can always break hypocrisy down if you want to. In my opinion, from my perspective, and for how I've lived my life, I would not associate myself with someone that has said the things that James Gunn has said. And then he took it a step further with the pedophile party. Then he took it a step further. Then we found out he had associations with this director who was busted for child porn. There's just a lot of smoke, Now, do I think James Gunn should never be able to work again? No. Do I think James Gunn should be silenced? No. Do I think James Gunn should be harassed daily? No. I just looked at it and said, and I don't think I called for him to be fired prior to him being fired. I would have to go back. That's why I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm pretty sure I never called for him to be fired, because I typically don't call for people to be fired unless there's like a valid reason in terms of the hypocrisy. So maybe the only way I could have said it was, if you're going to fire Roseanne for words, you have to fire James Gunn. So I might have said that. But I like James Gunn. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, and I defended Volume 2 against a lot of the criticism. I love those movies. I think they're modern-day Star Wars. So from a fan standpoint, I was actually upset that James Gunn was fired, from a fan standpoint. But I looked at everything, and when you work for a family-friendly company that has the image of Disney, and you have these things come out and it creates a controversy, you can't expect to keep your job. Now, again, and I've said this before, do I think Disney knew about the tweets? 100% Disney knew about the tweets. They knew about the tweets a long time ago. But when it became a liability from a business standpoint, they had to step in. So I have no problem with what iDUBBBZ said. I'm honored. I'm flattered to be part of his video. I don't really follow his channel. I haven't watched it over the years very much. I am familiar with him because he's such a big YouTuber. And I have nothing but respect for him. And so I'm not going to try to challenge this. I don't want to make a big deal of this. And trust me, as a small YouTuber with a big YouTuber like that mentioning me, my best play here is to try to make something of this. I'm just not interested in doing it because I'm not into YouTube drama. I could definitely try to make something of this and get a lot more traction, but I'm not interested in that. So no hate to iDUBBBZ. I have nothing but respect for him. And where he's coming from, he's not wrong. He's absolutely not wrong. I just feel that I have a valid reason to approach this situation where I'm coming from. And if you find me to be hypocritical in this situation, I do apologize for that. I stand by my words. I will not back off them one bit. I've had people come after me left and right, trying to throw different scenarios at me, different situations at me, and I can always back them up. People are like, well, how can you support Trump? And Trump should be fired. Trump works for the people. Trump works for the people. The people decided he gets his job. And if you don't like it, 2020, you can vote. And if enough people can vote him out, then he won't have a job. It's that simple. He works for the people. The people determine that he gets his job. James Gunn worked for a company that fired Roseanne for a joke. So if you're going to fire Roseanne for a joke, then you need to be consistent and fire James Gunn for that same joke. But in a perfect world, I wish we lived in a world where neither one of them got fired. But that's not the world that we live in, and the SJWs have created this nonsense, this outrage culture. And so I think it's funny that we're seeing them get burnt by their own rules. So again, I would love to hear more thoughts about this. In terms of iDUBBBZ, again, nothing but respect, no hate. There's nobody needs to send hate his way. Not that it would, he's got 7 million subs, so I don't think we can make a big dent in anything anyway. But I'm happy. I'm happy that he decided to mention me. I respect him. I appreciate it. That's it. Sorry if anybody wanted me to get all mad about it, but I have nothing to be mad about. So I stand by my words. I respect iDUBBBZ video. I have no problem with it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.